pilots, and he also happens to be Ian's great-grandfather.
Democrats are outraged, demanding Facebook and Twitter remove that video right there that's been retweeted by President Trump. It's edited to show Speaker Pelosi repeatedly ripping up the State of the Union address. A Pelosi staffer claiming it's, quote, designed to mislead and lie to the American people. Here to react is Charlie Kirk, founder of Turning Point USA, which put that video together, and he's also the author of the upcoming book, The MAGA Doctrine. Hi, Charlie. Good to see you.
Good morning. Thanks for having me.
You're welcome. Why did you put together that video?
Well, look, I, like so many others, were outraged when I saw Speaker Pelosi tear that speech up after such a unifying, moving speech of real firsthand testimonials of individuals whose lives have been improved, their dreams have been realized, and families that have literally come together because of decisions the President of the United States made. And our team at Turning Point USA, quickly, we said, hey, how can we encapsulate what Speaker Pelosi actually did? And if you look at it factually, she tore up a speech where every single one of those individuals were mentioned. They traveled from all across the country to the State of the Union to be recognized for completely different reasons. And Speaker Pelosi's office and many members of Congress are now demanding that the social media companies take down this video. There is nothing misleading. There is nothing inaccurate at all. Everything in that video happened, and she actually did tear the piece of paper, an official government document, by the way, with those stories and those names on it.
Yeah, Charlie, we interviewed someone last week. His name is Jody Jones. His brother was killed by an illegal immigrant under the sanctuary policies, and he was furious when she did this. And he said he saw her doing that at the end of the speech, and he said, I felt like my heart, all of our hearts, were being ripped out. Do you think Nancy Pelosi regrets it?
It's tough to say. I mean, look, if her whole idea was to try to draw attention away from this successful speech, this video that we produced has now been seen 10 million times on social media, and here we are almost a week later still talking about this speech. And what I find so amazing is that Nancy Pelosi tolerated Congressman Adam Schiff literally making up the phone transcript of President Trump during the sham impeachment hearing. Yet then she goes after a video with nothing inaccurate at all, demanding it gets taken down. If there's anyone who has an issue with misleading testimony or something that might be misdirecting the American people, she should look within the leadership of her own party, especially during this last impeachment. But I'll tell you, I don't know if she feels bad or not, but the American people, Republican and Democrat, that I talk to when I travel the country, they were outraged by what she did by tearing that speech up.
Yeah, some of my Democratic friends were too. Actually, we were talking about it over the weekend. We did hear from Twitter. We reached out personally. They didn't comment back to Fox News, but they did post this about that video. They said, we won't begin labeling or enforcement action until March 5th, 2020, so I can't get into hypotheticals. The new rules won't attach a label that reads manipulated media on material that is heavily edited. So eventually, if this were released in the middle of March, it would have that label on it, but they still wouldn't take it down. What do you say to those critics that do say, hey, it really is, it's not exactly how it happened?
Well, look, what about package reels that news companies will do when you put together what certain candidates say in a campaign trail? I mean, I don't think anyone at any time would want to say that if we can't put together something that somebody said at different times and put them together for either viewers' consumption, then that's an attack on the First Amendment. That's an attack on free speech altogether.
Yes, sir.
And I think it's very, very fair to say that when Nancy Pelosi literally tears up a piece of paper when those names were mentioned, what names were actually mentioned on there? Because these are firsthand testimonials of Americans that were present there. I think it's really, really important that important dramatic effect that individuals can see that is actually what she did. And I'm very proud of our team at Turning Point USA for turning that around rather quickly. It's had 10 million views. The president retweeted it. And again, if Speaker Pelosi's whole idea was to try to push back against the speech, we're still talking about it a week later.
Okay, Charlie, thank you so much. Thanks for joining us.
You bet.
Yeah. Adam Schiff completely fabricates lies and testifies under oath to Congress about it, and that's okay. But editing a video, she demands it be taken down. I just really, I've never seen anything like this new Democratic climate. It is just absolutely bizarre.